Hi guys, Jay Smith here, welcome to AskGolfNut channel and welcome to the best of PXG irons. I've done the individual reviews for all the irons now, the Gen 7s, the 0317s and also the Black Ops. They can be seen on my channel listing below. The information that we're going to be looking at today is going to be the forgiveness and how well they work off of off-center strikes, and also which one's got, say, the fastest face speed, which one's got the most launch capacity, which one's got the most spin or least spin to it, and then an overall ranking at the end. The information that we're going to be seeing and using today is available for all of my YouTube Silver members to see in the advanced data. The Bronze members will have access to all the heat maps, etc., that you see on my videos for every single iron that I have tested currently. So again, I've got a link to my Discord down below in the description. If you want to have a look at that one, pop on the Discord and get a little bit more information about that. But let's have a look at what we're going to be looking at today. We have got on the screen, you can see we've got the Black Ops, we have got the 0311XP Gen 7, we've got the 0311P Gen 7, we've got 0317CB, which is their cavity back, we've got 0317T, which is their player's distance iron, and of course at the end we've got the 0317ST, which is their blade. So I have got looks and feel on there that I've just now sort them in looks and feel so you can see. That has got nothing to do with the overall ranking, so I wasn't even going to bother putting looks and feel in there, but people like to know what I think, what's my opinion, and what I like the look of. That's subjective, that's not objective, it's got nothing to do with performance or anything else like that, but I'll put it in there. Again, it doesn't influence the ratings whatsoever. Which one loses the least off of a toe shot? And it is surprisingly the 0317T. That minus 0.1% is how much loss you get when you start moving away from a geometric middle. As soon as you start moving away off the toe, you are starting to lose a percentage of ball speed. Ball speed is important because if you keep everything else exactly the same and you just take away ball speed, you are not going to hit the golf ball as far. You're going to lose carry distance. And in a world of forced carries and bunkers in front of the green and stuff like that, you're going to need a golf club. If you hit it predominantly as a miss off the toe, you are going to need something that's going to work as best as possible off the toe. Now remember guys, for these are 6 irons that I've tested, and for PXG this is relative to PXG. If you were to add these in the other 40 odd irons that I've got in my database, again what's available for my YouTube members to see, we've got it as green is good and red is bad. That's what everyone likes to see, green is good and red is bad, but again red might be bad on here, but compared to all the other ones it may not be. So it's just compared to all these 6. What about heel? If you want to know which one's the best out of the heel, actually it's 0317CB, shortly followed by the T and then the ST, the blade after that. I will say one thing very, very quickly though, guys. If you are looking for a golf club, which is the most forgiving out of the heel, because you are a heel predominant misser, you like to hit the middle, but your pattern is heel strikes, I would do everything you possibly can do to make sure that you don't hit them out of the heel, because if you do have a bit more of a heely day one day, there is a very dodgy part of the golf club called the hosel, which you can quite easily hit. And generally speaking, anyone hitting a hosel rocket, no fun whatsoever. You're going to miss, try and miss out the toe or the low part because there's no hosel there. What happens if you are a low striker? Let's go see which one's better from low strikes, which one loses the least, and it is the 0317CB, again doing very, very well on its overall forgiveness, shortly followed by the ST, the blade, losing only 0.25%. And then followed down with that one is the T, their player's distance iron on 0.28, shortly followed by the Black Ops at 0.42 and 0.51, 0.52 for the 2 Gen 7 irons. So if we were going to look at which one is the most forgiving as a ranking, if you get all of those numbers and average them all out, which one is the best? And it has to be the 0317CB. It's in first place. In second place is the 0317T, their player's distance one. Again, what people would presume to be more forgiving than say the blades or the CBs, and actually it comes in second place. And then after that is actually the blade, the ST's in third place. Very surprising sometimes when you're looking at the myths of golf, you look at all the different things that people say about how a golf club is forgiving this or forgiving that. When you actually measure things, it is rather surprising sometimes how actually forgiving some golf clubs are. I've been saying for quite a while how good some of the players' cavity and players' irons are. And if you were to look at the best of 2024 videos that I've done, it's just quite surprising how forgiving and how good the players' cavity side of things are. So face speed, let's go have a quick look at what the face speed is. What is face speed? So face speed is a measure of, if you were to get everything loft for loft adjusted, not, let's say one's 34 degrees, one's 27 degrees, and the 27 degree one's going to go, no. If they're all loft for loft adjusted, let's say all 30 degrees, which one has the faster face? And because of face technology, etc., you'll get a pattern of one being more than the other, etc. But if you want to know, because you're a slow swing speed golfer and you want as much distance as you possible, much ball speed as you possibly can do, the XP Gen 7 comes out top. Shortly followed by is the T. So their player's distance side of things, again, not too much of a surprise because the player's distance is hollow bodied. We've got green is good and red is bad as a general rule. However, when it comes to face speed, and this is only just within the PXG 6, if you were to add all the 40 odd other irons that I've got in the spreadsheet, 1.53 is not bad whatsoever. It just looks bad on here because it's the worst of the 6. But yeah, if you add all the other ones, it doesn't go nowhere near red, but there you go. And face speed is relevant. I mean, I don't need face speed. Having a slow-ish or an average swing face speed wouldn't make any difference to me, and it wouldn't play a part in my iron choice at all because I swing quite quickly. And so if you are a slow swing speed player, then absolutely face speed will be looking at something that's going to be on the top of your list because you want as much distance as you possibly can do. And if you're going to have two golf clubs which do basically the exact same thing, but one has got a faster face, then you're automatically going to get more distance with that faster face iron for basically for free. So that's why face speed is either important or not, depending if you need it or not. So let's go to the next one. What's the next one? Is called face spin rate. And why is face spin rate important? Again, green is good, red is bad most of the time, but not necessarily, because if you look at a player that generates too much spin, let's just imagine too much spin, they are not going to be looking at the 0317 CB because it generates the most spin per amount of loft delivered. And they're going to be looking at potentially something down the 311P Gen 7 route because it produces the least. If you have someone with a very, very fast swing speed, the last thing you want is a golf club which generates loads of spin. The golf ball's going to balloon in the air and do nothing. Of course, you can look at golf balls that help because they have a different spin profile, and also equipment helps as well because equipment has different spin profiles. That's why it's important to understand how much spin one piece of equipment has over another. Again, green is good, red is bad. That's very much depending on the individual. If you've got someone who wants as much spin as you possibly can do because they don't spin it very much, then yes, the 0317 CB spins it the most. But you can kind of see this side of the whole ranking is very much so independent on what you want and very much so dependent on what you want, not necessarily what is good or bad. So the next one, a very important one, is launch factor. How much does one golf club launch, like for like, loft adjusted? So there's no difference in, okay, putting one 27 degree iron up against a 33 degree, it's not fair. If loft for loft adjusted, whatever dynamic loft you deliver, how much does that convert into launch angle? When I did the XP, I did the XP video before the P, I couldn't believe that the 78% launch factor that you were getting from the XP, that was joint first with, I think it was the AI 300 from Callaway off the top of my head. It took top spot basically for launch factor. And launch factor is so important, let's say for a slow swing speed golfer, because a slow swing speed golfer, say at 70 miles an hour, and 70 miles an hour is one of the 3 different swing speeds that I test every single iron that I test with, and it is so important for a slow swing speed golfer to get that golf ball launching. As soon as I had the P in my hands, it was like, wow, what have you done to this iron PXG? This thing is just mental. And it beats even all of the HL irons that I've tested for launch factor. Yes, you can see the spin, the face spin rate is not brilliant. That's relative to whether you have too much spin or too little spin, so that's not neither red or green. But it's actually got a decent face speed as well, 1.54. You could even argue that the one in second place, the XP, on 78%, which was before the P, joint first, with a face speed rate of 1.56, you get the right loft, and absolutely that has got the potential to be the best iron for slow swing speed golfers, for trying to get the most distance at the best descent angles and control of all of them. When it comes to the forgiveness side of things, when we see how things have gone, the forgiveness side is ranked higher. It's weighted more because, generally speaking, as a general rule, golfers will need forgiveness far more than they will need the ultimate face speed or the ultimate face spin rate or the ultimate launch factor. So forgiveness is weighed up a bit more. You can see that the winner is the 0317CB, ranking of 1 first, and then shortly followed by that is the T, their tour, although it's their player's distance iron, in second place, and then the blade comes in third. Interesting. The Black Ops 1's in fourth, and then the 2 Gen 7 irons coming after. That's basically because of the forgiveness side of things. If you're a golfer who, generally speaking, hits the middle fairly okay, doesn't really have massive misses or anything else like that, then absolutely the forgiveness doesn't or shouldn't be weighed as much, and then you should be looking at more so the launch factor and the face spin and face speed as more of a parameter or a metric of understanding which golf club you require more than the others. This is just an overview of every single thing that I've tested, and to see for you guys which one works better in certain aspects over the rest. As I said before, when it comes to all this information, this is directly off the advanced data that my silver members from YouTube have direct access to. And when it comes to the other forgiveness side of things, the heel, toe and low, and the heat maps that I do for every single one of my videos, the bronze members have got access to those comparisons. But again, if you want to get involved and get used to seeing more of this stuff, you can obviously get subscribed and stuff like that. But if you want access to this information, you just have to go on my YouTube, join and log on as a member. If you log on and join as a member, you'll get access to this. Again, we've got links in the bottom of the description. We've got Discord, where we go on there and talk about all these bits and pieces, and where this is all located. So if you like that one, go on, get down there, hit the old thumbs up button, hit the like button. YouTube likes so do I. Down there is a subscribe button. It's free. It's great for the channel if you could subscribe, so thank you. And next, that one is a bell icon. That is a notification bell. If you hit that one, that will let you know next time I upload another video. So hope you're well. We'll see you again soon.